Hi, welcome to the Moonshine Moonshot podcast. We're here to move humanity forward and make an impact. So I'm your host, Sue Collins.
I'm Mike Hill, and we're all about making an impact, making a difference. So Moonshot's all about reaching that impossible goal, like, first man on the moon. And we have our own Man on the Moon project happening right now, our big moonshot. And we're hoping that you'll join us on this journey. We are embarking on our most ambitious impact film project to date. And over to you, Sue, to tell them more.
It's a super exciting one because for those of you who are familiar with our work, you know that we've done a lot of projects in palliative care, access to pain relief medications, rheumatic heart disease, a lot of different serious health issues. Yep. So, and a lot of those are unfortunately not happy stories. They've got positive outcomes that could be had, but they're not necessarily on that journey. Whereas this project is called Conquering Cancer because for the first time in human history, there is an opportunity to eliminate a specific cancer, which is just quite extraordinary in and of itself.
And this is one of the biggest stories of our time, in my opinion. It's definitely the biggest global health story. The reason why is this is a cancer that you can eliminate, completely get rid of, but right now takes the lives of 300,000 women every year.
Yeah, and sadly, like with all of these things, there are women in low to middle income countries who just simply don't have access to the healthcare services that could prevent this particular cancer, and we're talking about cervical cancer.
That's right, and in terms of lives lost from cervical cancer, 300,000 a year, about 600,000 diagnoses. So for those women who aren't in low middle income countries, they're still having to go through the cancer journey, and now they don't need to, and it's so exciting. So we're telling the story of how you eliminate cervical cancer. Part of the eliminating of it involves vaccinations and doing screenings, which also have benefits to other cancers and other diseases. So it actually means that the impact is even greater than that. And I've heard people compare the impact of eliminating this disease to getting rid of polio. That's how big it is.
Yeah, it's huge, and it's really exciting. And being Australians, we're very, very fortunate, firstly in our healthcare system, but also because part of the outcome for this to be made possible started with Australian scientists and research that happened here in Australia. And so that is a really good news Australian story, which is exciting to be part of telling the journey on something like that. But also, I think we probably need to just explain to people a little bit about how it's possible to eliminate a cancer and how that's actually come about.
Yeah, well, the reason that this cancer is possible to eliminate is because it starts as a virus. And if you get rid of the virus, you get rid of the cancer. So there are a couple of ways of getting rid of the virus. The first one is to vaccinate children and women and girls in particular. And the second way is to get screened. Some countries have pap smears, others have the newer HPV test, or a combination of the two. And if you get screened and quickly treated, that is also another way to eliminate this cancer. So we're looking, while there is that great Australian story as part of this, we are looking at the whole global framework and have been lucky enough to be working at the highest level, including with the World Health Organization, to get behind and strengthen this movement to eliminate cervical cancer, to conquer this cancer. And what that means for health more generally, in my opinion, is massive.
Well, that's right. And so I think the story that we're telling, because you might be thinking, well, if it's going to be eliminated, what's the story really? I mean, it's a retrospective story about how this problem can be solved. But it is also, in order to meet the elimination targets that the World Health Organization set forward, it sounds simple if you're in Australia and we've got fantastic health systems and we've got everything in place and we are well on track. But if you're in a lower income country or a country with all kinds of other complications and the government hasn't embraced this challenge, or even if they've embraced it, they don't have the resources to roll out a vaccination program, let alone a screening program, let alone treatment for women who are actually found to have the condition of the cervical cancer. So the story we're trying to tell, and the reason that it's an impact film, is because if we can help share information about how these programs can be rolled out, and there's some incredibly innovative ways that these programs are being rolled out, and if that can show other countries a roadmap on how they can embrace these opportunities for their own country, for their own citizens, then they have an opportunity to really make a difference as well in their own countries.
Totally. So we're going to demonstrate how it can be done, how this huge goal of eliminating the first cancer ever that currently takes 300,000 lives a year, but that can be eliminated in a generation. How do we do that? That's the impact we're seeking to make. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
I mean, what a legacy project, just in terms of improving life. And you know, it's not just the women who are affected by this, and this same virus can cause cancer in men as well, just to a lower level. Just think about all of those families so you don't have to ever deal with this again. So we hope to take you on this journey. We're at the start of this journey. We're going to launch this project in the coming months. We want to share with you how we've gone about planning the project, strategizing it, who we've teamed up with. And I just need to shout out to Sancha Aranda, who's taken us on this path. Sancha is a global leader and activist in cancer control worldwide. She's amazing, and she's the one who encouraged us to do this story. We're working in close partnership with her and so many other amazing, brilliant activists around the world. I just can't wait to share the story of how this unfolds and how we can make an impact through telling this story. I hope you learn a lot by joining us on that journey too.
And a big part of why we're actually sharing that we're doing this in this podcast with you today is because we want to take you on that journey of impact filmmaking and how you go about actually rolling out an impact film campaign, because this is more of a campaign than just a film in and of its own right. So we're going to take you kind of on that journey, and hopefully that'll provide a lot of learnings for you as well about how to reach an audience, how to define your project, how to find sponsors, all the things that come together around impact filmmaking.
Everything you need to know to make a film and make a huge positive social impact. It's not the only thing we're going to be talking about in this podcast series, but you will hear us dropping in, giving you updates about conquering cancer throughout the journey and telling you exactly what's going on. And we hope that you can learn from this and apply it to your own campaigns.
Yeah, and we've got a little bit of content online already for Conquering Cancer, so you can find a couple of really small videos that we've produced so far. You can just go to probably Conquering Cancer on YouTube, and the website will be out shortly. Hopefully by the time this is out, you'll be able to find it on the website, and subscribe, and we'll be able to share a lot more information with you that way too.
Absolutely. And what would be great is if you can ask us your questions. You might have some burning questions about, hey, how did this come about?
Yep.
How did you fund this? What's your strategy? How many people are you hoping to reach? How many languages are you going out in? Where are you capturing stories? These are all great questions. We'll be talking about some of it, but we'd love you to share your questions and your comments, so that we can respond to those as we're going through this journey, hopefully with you as well.
So you can probably feel the excitement and enthusiasm from us, and we're hoping that you're also feeling excited and enthusiastic about the idea of eliminating the first cancer in human history, and how you can be a part of that journey.
All right, until next time, thanks for tuning in.
Speak to you soon.